tapping in. This is the King Kevin Dorival show. Check me out on Ustream coming up on Wednesdays at 7 o'clock. All right. Now, today we're going to talk about the 50-year anniversary of the legendary Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. The March on Washington that took place on August 28, 1963. And my question that I ask everyone here who's tuning in, who's listening, whether it's on YouTube, Ustream, Facebook, Google Plus, all that good stuff, is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. right now smiling in his grave, or is he turning in his grave? That is the question that I'm asking everyone, and I'd love for you to comment about it. And for those of you who had purchased my book, The Courage to Believe, which is my inspirational true story, you all should have one of the best books that's ever written. It's gonna be a legend. Trust me. I'm a living legend right now. I speak that blessing over myself, and I advise all of you to do the same thing. Now back to Dr. King. The reason why I mentioned my book, other than the fact I'm promoting it and hoping that you do support me, continue to support me, and thank you for those who has. Chapter 20 in my book is called I Have a Dream, on page 233. So if you have your book, go to page 233. And I talk about, in the very beginning, the Jena 6 protest that I was involved in up in Louisiana that happened on September 7th, 2007. I'm sure some of you remember that, the 6 young men who were arrested and charged with attempted murder for a school fight. And these 6 boys are black. Unfortunately, we're in a new millennium, and these things do happen still. We still have the Trayvon Martin case that is still fresh in our minds and fresh in our hearts. And it's very unfortunate that Zimmerman was not guilty on all charges. Not one charge stuck with him. Not one. Not manslaughter, not attempted murder, and whatever else they had going on with them. Not one. That, to me, was a huge slap in the face, not just to black America, but the Africans around the world. That was a slap in the face to the judicial system of the United States of America. That was a slap in the face to Dr. Martin Luther King himself, to Rosa Parks, Thurgood Marshall. That was a slap in the face to Nat Turner, Toussaint Louverture. You know what I mean? That was a huge blow, and what are we gonna do about it? You know what I'm saying? That's the question I want to ask everyone. What are we gonna do about it? Now, I also want to read something that I wrote in my book. On page 234, which is the very next page. Goes a little about the Jena 6 situation. And let me tell you this before I move on and read. There were 15,000 people came out to the protests from ages of, wow, I've seen kids probably young as 5, 6 years old to senior citizens. Amongst the crowd, and I got the chance to meet them, were Al Sharpton, Michael Baisden, and many LSU students, Louisiana State University. That's their hometown, so Louisiana, had to come out there and represent, and other local colleges that were there. All the businesses shut down that day. They would have made a lot of money. You talking about, see, they were thinking we're coming out there to protest. Man, we ain't come out there for no rioting. Yeah, we came out there to protest and march, really. But we ain't come out there to riot. They thought we'd come out there to break things down, break their glass, ransack their stores, you know what I'm saying, robbing and all that. I even seen a sign at a barber shop, and I kid you not, this is in 2007, not too long ago. There was someone who had a sign on a door stating that no color allowed. And I was like, what is that? No color allowed? You would think that was only taking place only in the civil rights era in the 60s. So when I seen that, man, my heart kind of like, wow, what is that? I mean, I seen the movies. We seen the movies. We seen the we heard the stories. You seen the pictures in the books. You know what I'm saying? Niggers not allowed. You know what I'm saying? No colors. You feel me? Well, what is that? But anyway, I'm gonna read what I wrote in the book. All right. Now, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. marched against the same racial ignorance 45 years ago during his era. My eyes got watery while others broke down and cried once we stepped off the bus and realized that our people marched for the same reasons in the 60s. But they were met by brutality from the police. This had to take some courage knowing that they would get beat down. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was a visionary. What we are seeing in this new millennium is what Dr. King envisioned a long time ago. People loving each other, working, walking, and eating together. Dr. King is on the same level as Jesus Christ as far as the legacy of the biblical importance by sacrificing their lives for the better of human race. Where would America be if Dr. King never existed? That was the question that I asked. Unfortunately, many people work on Dr. Martin Luther King Day, and I'm sure he would understand because for the most part, if we don't work, we don't eat. I'm not gonna go on too much regarding what I wrote in the book, but that was something that I asked. What would America be if Dr. Martin Luther King never existed? And is he smiling right now with everything that is going on? Because unfortunately, there are 2 million people locked up right now, and you would not believe how many of them that are in prison are black. There are 35.4 black people are incarcerated right now. You understand what I'm saying? And we're only 10% of the population, so obviously something is wrong. I was just at an event earlier hosted by the Urban League, which I'm going to get into further detail on another video. But if you were to know the dropout rate, the graduation rate amongst black folks, it's appalling. The graduation rate in Broward County of black students is only 64%. In Dade County is 59.4%. And Duval County is 57.8%. Now, I'm going to go over, and that's over the black graduation rate. Now I'm going over the white graduation rate. And Broward County is 82.5%. Dade County is 77.6%. And Duval is 70.2%. There's a huge difference in the graduation rates between whites and blacks. You know what I'm saying? And that something has to be done about that. And I can't believe it. Now, if you want to look at the dropout rate amongst blacks, it's 2.9 in Broward, in Dade 5.9, and in Duval is 3.4. Now, white students is 1.2 compared to the 2.9 of blacks, and Dade County is 2.8, and Duval is 3.3%. And this is based off of, if I'm not mistaken, based off 1,000 students or something like that. We talk about that more another time. This is back in these stats are from 2008 to 2009. The topic of the Urban League event tonight was about how can we get higher quality education for our black students. So a lot of parents were there. There's roughly maybe 50 to 60 people there. You have people from the Florida Department of Education, different mentoring programs. One professor, Dr. Jones, who I got a chance to meet and personally talk to him one-on-one. He's an author. I'm an author. He's a professor at University of South Florida. And we just got a chance to talk about some very interesting things. and I'm not taking anything away from the other speakers, but what I want you guys to understand is that right now we're in 2013, people. I don't care if you're white, black, yellow, or orange. Racial discrimination, racial bias, racial hatred should definitely be put to an end. 50 years ago, Dr. King spoke in front of hundreds of thousands of people that I have a dream. I have a dream too myself. And he said that speech, and I know in his head he had to have known that that speech was going to last for generations. Now, to be honest with you, I have the biggest respect for Dr. King, but that speech should not be relevant come 20, 30 years from now. Because if it is, that means we have not progressed as a people. You follow what I'm saying? And that's where I'm coming from. I love to hear from you guys. I love to hear, your thoughts on it. What do you believe should be done? What do you think is the solution to, progress amongst our communities and things of that nature? What we can do and just to empower each other. Educate your kids. Pick up some books. You can check my book out on my website, thecouragetobelieve.com. I'm on Twitter, Facebook. You see the links down below. Actually, you go to my website that you see on the screen here. You see all my links. Once you go to my social media page, play around my website, see my events. I speak at different schools. I just love to hear your comments regarding, is Dr. Martin Luther King smiling in his grave, or is he turning in his grave right now with what's going on in today in America and around the world? So I'm Kevin Dorival. I'm checking out. Bless you. Check me out Wednesday, 7 o'clock now. I might do some more before then. Some more shows before then, but I'm definitely getting myself out there branding. Everybody who know me know I got the clothing line, One Man Army. I'm coming back out with that. I got the Courage to Believe book. The movie gonna come out 2015, and I'm in South Florida. Those counties that I mentioned, Broward, Dade, Duval, those are cities, counties here in South Florida. You know what I'm saying? Well, Florida, period. But I love to travel all over the country and just speak to the students as a mentor, as a keynote speaker. Drop a line, contact me. I love you. I bless you, and I'm out.